Métis Minutes, as presented by The Squeaky Wheel. I'm one of your co-hosts, the Captain Ross, Memphis, Pambrun, and with me as always is my friend, the President, Lawrence Gervais. Lawrence, last week we were talking about the Red River carts. Let's talk this week about how the Métis people moved west through those Métis trails, and let's talk about how those cart trails influenced the pathways of North America.
Cart trails followed the shortest route between trading posts and depots, which were strategically close to water routes. Today we won't discuss water routes, but that'll be in a future episode. But it helped us navigate the world fur trade. One of the significant trails we always mention is Carlton Trail. This was the longest from Fort Garry, which was in Winnipeg, all the way to Upper Fort de Prairie, which was in Edmonton. Which was significant because that kind of followed the Yellowhead sort of highway that we know nowadays. And Yellowhead, convenient enough, was named after Bostonnais, who was a fur trader, but he had blonde hair.
Now, one of the things I was reading, that was a 1,400 kilometer cart trail, and it carried everybody who traveled along it from Fort Garry all the way to Edmonton. And it took 2 months to make that journey.
Wow. That's a significant length. The other trails that I do want to mention quickly is Red River trails, which were kind of led through Pambrun to Fort Snelling, which led to the Mississippi River. This is why we have a lot of ancestors and our ancestral route called the Fraser Highway leading all the way to New Orleans. The Pelly Trail, which is the Hudson's Bay Company main trail that went through the prairies from Fort Garry all the way into Swan River, which was in Saskatchewan. And that was the route that Hudson's Bay Company had. That was their monopolized route. There was also significant places down here in southern Alberta like Fort Macleod, which was Macleod Trail, which led to Fort Calgary. And then, of course, Calgary Trail and Edmonton Trail. You can kind of see the links and the names. And you'll see on these maps that even prior to Calgary being around, mentioning Macleod Trail and Edmonton Trail, which is very significant to us.
I know, folks, if you want to learn a little bit more, the Fort Calgary has some very interesting information regarding the maps. 2 other spots that I would highly recommend that people go is the MétisMuseum.ca for the resources about the Métis trails. And one of the other ones I was reading, which was an excellent one, was at the CanadianEncyclopedia.ca. Talked a lot about just the challenges of the cart trails themselves and the Red River cart, which could be floated, but the fact that those wheels were easily repaired really made it easy for us to move across the prairies. So Lawrence closes out.
Yes, I want to thank everybody for coming and look forward to the next Métis Minute.
Thank you, folks. From Lawrence and Ross, you take care.